Arts and Adventure summits the airwaves. This is the Ogden Arts and Adventure Show. I'm R. Brand along with
Todd Oberndorfer.
And we are hosts for the greatest, it's official greatest arts and adventure podcast in all the land. We have with us back joining us the executive director of Craft Lake City, Angela Brown, and her good friend, our good friend, for the 17th time, I think, in the trailer, Amy Wicks. Program manager for, is this the right?
Northern Utah program manager for Utah Rivers Council and the Great Salt Lake Waterkeeper.
Okay, how was your October? A little wet.
It was wet.
Yeah.
It was good.
Are you measuring that in the rivers? Or
Yeah, I mean, there was a small uptick in the levels of the lake, which is good because prior to that rain, we were headed towards a really low
disaster.
Point. Well, we were headed to the same territory that we were in the fall of 2021.
Yeah.
Prior to that record low level that we reached in November of 2022. Ooh. So we were kind of on a really sad trajectory.
Only 1 month helped that much?
There was a lot of rain.
Huh. We were just talking a record rain.
Yeah.
Like off the charts rain.
So in my head, and I don't know this stuff, this is your world, obviously. But
rain is all of our world.
Water world. Did you watch that movie?
What? Of course.
I saw it.
All right,
of course.
But I didn't. I always think it's snowpack.
I've seen Scrooged and Waterworld.
Oh!
I've seen Star Wars. You throw them all out there.
Stop it. You have not.
Yeah, it's all true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always thought it was just snowpack. But rain can make a difference. Wetness, it doesn't just run off, I guess.
Yeah, any source of precipitation. So you have precipitation that falls from the sky. That falls onto the lake. That will increase the water levels.
It's like
in the
third
lake.
grade stuff here, probably.
And it actually, the precipitation falling from the sky is very beneficial to the north arm of the Great Salt Lake because there's a berm, causeway with a berm that prevents fresh water from making its way over to the north arm of the Great Salt Lake. All of the three rivers that flow into the Great Salt Lake fall into the south arm. So having rain like that absolutely helps the north arm because without it, there's just not a lot of water going into the north arm.
Did you know that, Todd?
Yeah, I know all this. And then, but I did forget to preface the show. Anytime Amy's on the show, we have to preface it with like part-time rabble rouser Amy Wicks. So it's now been disclosed, and we can move forward. So there we go.
Yeah, Amy, do you itch to be like involved in the city stuff ever? You're like, oh, I gotta go back. I gotta make a difference.
I gotta run for mayor, maybe.
Yeah.
Ogden mayor.
Something.
So it's hard. You know, I invested 12 years of my life in that, and to see some of the bad decisions being made, some things happening without appropriate thought or consideration put into it, like implementing paid parking downtown without consulting with business owners, and then having to say, oh, wait, we screwed up. We're going to roll that back, just to later say, well, we're going to implement it like we said we were, but we just placated you by saying we're going to hold off. Even though...
But that's like a for instance. That would never happen.
No, that would never, ever happen. That's a hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've all collectively learned what parking means, and it should be something that's free if at all possible. Like, if at all possible.
Yeah.
I agree. And this has nothing to do with all this. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. But it really affects like where I would go to eat and or to hang out. Like, I'm like, oh crap, I got to pay for parking. I don't want to. I'll go to this other place.
Here's the crazy part, Brandon. You represent people.
What?
And there's other people that are just like that. Yeah, it's very, very true.
Yeah, no, but it does. It impacts. In fact, because anytime, let's say, because I'm a sports guy, but anytime it's like Real or Jazz game and I know I got to go, first thing is like, where am I going to park? I'm like, I'm going to think about, am I going to spend the $20 or am I going to walk? Like, what am I going to do? So you think about those
knew we were going to talk about parking tonight because that was on the short list. Yeah.
I was surprised. There's paid parking all around the Monarch now. That's kind of new.
Oh,
is it new?
You better not have paid because you're guests, and so we can. Okay.
No, I'll park on the city streets and walk.
But that is because when IRS was back to work,
not an issue, right to say.
Not an issue, but they all had to go back, and then And this has been years. And so then like all of the parking was getting poached here. And so people who like pay to rent spaces here and stuff. And it was like, I can't even park at the own place where I'm supposed to be at. And so we had to figure some stuff out. So we had to do the whole, but it was kind of a overnight thing. It shows up. I was like, oh, wait, time out. Am I supposed to pay for this? What's going on? And then once you figure out why, it's like, oh, okay, that part makes sense. Yes. But guests and First Friday, like the art stroll, should not have to come see us this Friday, van sessions. You don't have to pay to park. Just come hang out with us. So,
but that's not just Ogden too. My bestie April, she is service industry bartender down in Salt Lake, and they really kind of F things over down there. And so it's like, it used to be till 8 o'clock. Now it's till 10 o'clock. They increased the rates, and it was just like this plus this plus this. And over a period of time, it
like
will
free till
money.
10.
Or
pay till 10.
Everything costs more. Yeah,
but free Sundays is
everything's dialed up.
Right.
Oh.
Sunday. Now it isn't, is it? But it's coming back. I like this back and forth business too.
Well, like let's make it hard.
Read up on it.
You should know the rules.
Next time you're online, just do your diligence. Yeah,
you know the rules when you're desperately trying to find a place to park.
Yeah. Well, now that we've lost like half our audience, we can move on a little bit.
Oh, well, thanks for the water update, though, Amy, because I'm glad October helped us.
It did help us, but, without some solid policy solutions, we can't depend on Mother Nature to do that. That was a real extraordinary event.
Yeah.
And the likelihood of that happening, are things like that going to happen in the future? Yeah. We need to make preparations assuming that they won't.
What do you think about the governors? Didn't he do like a proclamation?
Was that the prayer?
Did
he put out a request for
like a goal before the Olympics?
This was a committee of business leaders and others who want to bring the Great Salt Lake up to a healthy level prior to the Winter Olympics.
This has nothing to do with the
and
Olympics.
then it can go back down.
What are you talking about?
And there's $200 million in funding that's been pledged to do, I guess, habitat restoration. 100 million of it is for habitat restoration, and 100 million of it is to maybe purchase water rights for the Great Salt Lake. And that
sounds good. Is that good?
That seems the best way to do it. Because
it sounds good, but when you realize that it's going to take about
a lot of years,
8.4 additional million acre feet if we want to bring the lake up to a healthy level. And if we're going to do that before the Olympics, it's over 1 million additional acre feet a year.
Whoa.
And to date, all of the announcements from, say, the Church of Jesus Christ, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it's a tongue twister, and others devote, buying water rights. Those water rights total less than 100,000 acre feet.
And we have to be 1 million, is that what you said?
About over 1 million a year.
Okay, hold on. Let me do the math. Wait 1 second. Yeah, that's way less.
Yeah. It's like less than 10% of what we're going to need. So,
well, I do like to hear things like 200 million dedicated to the Salt Lake.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. And it's like we need to keep up momentum, but I don't know that we can purchase enough water to bring the Great Salt Lake up to a healthy level. We are going.
Can we just because I think I've seen this done where you just use big dump trucks. You just ship it in from dump truck the water into the lake, right? Like you can just do that. Just bring it in from some state with water.
But there's always a but because that's a good idea.
Thanks.
There's no bad ideas, right?
There have been pipelines proposed that would probably be easier than dump trucks, but
it has to be healthy. Everything has to be healthy because it's not just adding water; it's maintaining the health and this delicate ecosystem that has been in place for so long, and so just dumping in just water is not going to do it. And so,
can we go? I just have a question.
That would dilute it, wouldn't it?
Oh, would it?
It's too salty. It's too salty.
It would, but they can balance the salt by bringing in the super salty water from the North Arm.
Gotcha.
That's what they kind of look at doing.
They got salt shaker guys. They just go out there and sprinkle a little of that on too. So it all works out.
Stir it up.
Do you know,
Brandon, if you are representing any of our audience, I'm so glad they're listening to Amy right now.
I wanted I'm putting you on the spot, but I wonder if you know the numbers because I'm assuming, like, if you go back, how many years does do we know like what the average rain, snow, how much water do we get in the basin here on average every year? And then how much, because it's like, is it becoming less each year, or are we dealing with the actual weather too? Or is it just like the water rights situations and it's all just getting diverted?
So we are dealing with some weather issues, and there were drought periods, when we were kids.
Yeah, but I think there's always that, right?
There are those natural fluctuations.
Yeah.
And there are some changes probably because of a changing climate that we're dealing with. But something else that a lot of people don't realize is, the lake contributes heavily to the weather here. Yeah. And we have lake effect snow because of the lake. And so with the lake
which means
shrinking,
more snow.
Yes, the lake causes more snow. Storms come in from the
replenishes
west.
itself.
They pick up moisture.
It's like why the powder is so good. Yeah. Why skiing's so good.
Yeah. So they pick up moisture, and then, they get tangled up on the mountains, and that's why we have lake effect snow. One of the bad things that happens with a shrinking lake is that lake effect snow will be less too.
Goes away.
Yeah, so it's kind of this vicious cycle.
Yeah. No, it would be, Todd knows, but I mean, Todd's a huge advocate, and I watch from the outside. It would be devastating. It would like ruin Salt Lake. Like how bad would it be? Like,
well, we'd have to rename the city.
Obviously. Oh, jeez.
Let's have a contest for a new name.
Well, something else that's super concerning too, and
air quality.
Is air quality because of that, because of the drying lake bed that exposes areas of the lake that normally would be underwater to the air.
We're not talking like just
toxic.
Bad. Yeah, toxic.
Because the one thing we have going for us right now is really clean air. I mean, and that's before
Stop it. Stop it.
Brad, things are bad. You got to pay attention to these things.
So,
just get a big
but it looks bad, especially like in February, January, February. So there's the look of it, but worse than that is the, what does it drum up like that dust? If it's
so,
like that's what you would breathe year round.
Yeah, and it's potentially a very toxic cocktail. It has, and what a lot of people don't realize is all of the sewage treatment plants in the Great Salt Lake Basin, for the most part,
now I'm listening,
end up putting their effluent from wastewater treatment into the lake. So they're
wait, what, for real?
Well, wastewater treatments are designed to deal with solid waste from humans, toilet paper, stuff like that. They don't filter out pharmaceuticals. They don't filter out heavy metals or industrial chemicals, contaminants.
So we just dump it in the ocean or the Great Salt Lake?
So a lot of that from all of our wastewater treatment plants is also ending up in the lake and settling in the dust that's in the lake beds. So we really don't want that exposed. And if it is exposed, there are examples like Owens Lake in California that have very, very high costs for mitigating dust. If the Great Salt Lake is allowed to dry up, we can look at Owens Lake as an example, and they have spent $2.5 billion to date on mitigating toxic dust.
Can they just bring someone down there with a hose and be like, dude, let's get
That's kind of what you do. Yeah. I mean, it takes water, you refresh the brine. There are other methods that cover it with gravel or plants, and those are more expensive. The most affordable way to mitigate it is to put a layer of wet it and refresh that brine layer. But 15% of every utility bill for every Los Angeles Power and Water District customer goes toward mitigating the dusty lake bed.
That went dry because of lack of rain, but they diversion?
They diverted it. Yeah. They diverted the Owens River to the hungry landscapes of Los Angeles and dried it in a little over a decade.
Well, at least we don't do that. That's good.
Yeah.
No diversion.
And I guess the difference there, too, is there are only about...
That's sarcasm for those who don't.
Yeah, I think we use some of our water.
We use some of ours on stuff.
See?
Like
you got me. You get me.
It's been a while, but every once in a while I get Todd.
Yeah, and I guess the big difference between Owens Lake and Salt Lake is it's a lot... Yes, that. Owens
We've
Lake
got a way
is
cooler name.
Owens Lake is a lot smaller. It also has roads going around it, so their mitigation activities, it's easy to access the lake to do that. With the Great Salt Lake, we don't have that.
Yeah.
And the communities surrounding Owens Lake, their population is maybe 12,000, and we're looking at 2.6 million.
Hold on, we'll do the math again.
Was that a salt lake too? Owens Lake? It was salty.
So
Yeah, so we're going to transition
wow.
like a nice little hopeful comment. Like, for instance, that 200 million is a nice hopeful comment.
That's a nice hopeful comment, and there is hope. Like, I hate to be all gloom and doom, and sometimes I am, and I think, that's why
that's what we
don't
love
get
about you,
invited
though,
to
Amy.
parties. She's all gloom and
Don't
doom.
invite Amy.
Yeah, she's all gloom and doom, but there is hope. Like, there are policies that can be adopted that will bring the Great Salt Lake up to a healthy level if we're willing to have the courage to call upon our elected officials to consider.
And it is a topic of conversation more than it has been.
It is.
So
It
I like
is.
that
And
as
that's good too. But, talking about how we're using water on our outdoor landscaping, that's a big thing. Fixing a agricultural optimization program that saves water, helps farmers save water, but doesn't guarantee any of that water's going to the lake. There would be some simple changes with things like that really would go a long way toward encouraging, better water use. And I know I've been waiting forever. This is a funny thing to get excited about. I have secondary water at my house, and, I can use all the drops or not a single drop, and I pay the same rate. I have a neighbor across the street. He waters his lawn every day.
Yep, we're going to single him out.
And we
at the
pay
end
the
of
same rate. And so there's...
Because they don't measure that?
They don't measure it, so you get unlimited water.
Per house or whatever.
Yeah, so the state has required that by 2030, all of those outdoor water systems have meters.
Cool.
And I got notice, and when I left to drive down here, they were in the dark digging a hole.
Really?
Put in these meters. So.
Really? So this is why
great.
wasn't that done before? It's work.
I think it's work, and I think that they didn't do it
Wasn't a
until
priority.
the state mandated it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a priority, but part of something that has to go along with that I'm not aware of plans to do that just yet would be to have tiered water rates for outdoor outdoor secondary water use, so that you pay for what you use.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
And, the technology's come a long ways, too, in the old sprinkler world. You can, there's sprinklers that literally measure the amount of water in the soil now and will turn on when it gets below a certain...
Yep.
Like it's pretty fancy these days.
Yeah.
So.
And if we need to do it, one thing that I love about Las Vegas, my folks live down in Summerlin, is that each year they do a public shaming article. They do
They
in
really
the newspaper.
do. That's a true story.
And so there was a place, and I'll single them out. There's no way they're listening to this show. And so I had a decorative finishing business for a long time. Anyway, we worked on this big, amazing house down in Las Vegas, and amazing landscaping in a desert, and so they single out between public spaces and private spaces water usage, and then they just list it all. So it is kind of a public shaming to some degree. But,
Like they tell you the address or...
Oh, yeah.
And they
It's all
print
the
it
public
where?
record stuff in the newspaper.
Oh,
It's
wow.
all in the newspaper. Yeah. So the address,
These
and some
people
of it
use the
is
most water.
Yeah, and some of it is obviously the big casinos and things like that. But
Yeah.
once you get down into a private level surrounding all the golf courses, which infuriate me down in Las Vegas. I know that's a beautiful place to go, but just the idea of golf courses in a desert is nuts. But it's all those beautiful homes around the golf courses and the sheer volume of water down there. So if anybody's listening, looking for ideas, I think that a public shaming might be something in order to. Anyway, on that note.
So there is hope. It's not all bad. We just all play a part, and there need to be a lot more policy solutions to help us play a bigger part and to make sure that the water we save is being delivered to the lake.
Which is why you're going to make an announcement and get back into the policy side of things. Guess not. I tried. Anyway,
Well, we're happy to have you.
Yep. Thanks for doing the work down there, because that That's rough. You're up, which it sounds so common sense. Like, I don't even know why this is an argument. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Who's like, where's the money in this? It's got to be a money thing. And it's like, but in the end, we all lose. So we can't do that. We have to figure this out.
Yeah,
So, okay.
we do. And if we don't, it's going to impact our health. It's going to impact our economic future.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to impact the very future of our communities.
Yeah.
And that's why I got involved in conservation,
Yeah.
because I did not give 12 years of my life to this community to see it be threatened and have it no longer be a community of choice because we can't get water to the Great Salt Lake and we have a toxic lake bed that makes it so nobody wants to live here.
That'll be horrible. Yeah. And we can't do cool things.
Not on Amy's watch.
Like, yeah.
No.
Not on Amy's watch.
Amy's watch.
And thank you for that, Amy.
And we talked before, but you guys know each other. Do you remember how long you know each other, have known each other from?
Well, let's see. Do math.
30 something.
37?
Ooh.
Let's see.
Yeah, that sounds about
Maybe
right.
37? Because I couldn't drive and you couldn't drive when
Nope.
we first met.
Oh, wow.
Teenagers.
We were teenagers.
Preteen, maybe.
Oh, I can't even imagine the troubles. Oh my gosh.
It was church camp. We didn't get into trouble.
Was not.
Was too.
Oh, that's so good.
It was
The
a
trouble
good
part
church.
came later. That's good.
It was
Yeah.
a good church
It
camp.
was a good church
They
camp.
had a smoking section.
Oh, wow. All right. All right. I went to one church camp. Did you know that, Brandon? You probably didn't. I went.
No,
church
you
camp.
did not.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, because
And I had a good time. Like, I remember
Yeah.
having a good time. It didn't shape me in any way, but it was a fun summer camp. And it's just the summer camp
Yeah.
part. There wasn't a smoking section, though. I don't remember that, though. So that's kind of a fun memory.
Is that for the
going back to
counselors?
that. Yeah.
you can go smoke.
Oh,
Kids?
Even the
Okay.
kids. It was in Colorado. It was a art/church camp. It was
What kind of church are we talking
It was
about?
the 90s.
It was United Church of Christ. So, there's like the Unitarians. United Church of Christ is right there too.
Okay. I have no
So,
idea what any of that means.
Pretty
That's okay.
liberal, about as liberal as Protestant religions
Okay.
get.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
And so, church camp, and then when did the trouble start? Like, when did you start going out and having a good time together? Like, how did this friendship form, and what brought you together? Was it family? Was it events? Was it?
It was events, and I think I could drive before Angela could.
Mm-hmm.
So, you would sneak out?
I would.
and I would pick you up
Yep.
on the street.
Was it like live music? Did you guys?
Yeah,
get
it was to go.
outside?
It was to go to punk rock shows.
That's right.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I
we
was
had
waiting for.
some amazing all ages venues in Salt Lake. Like we lived through a magical time for live music when we were young.
And were you living in Bountiful?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So not Ogden yet.
No, I lived in Bountiful.
So were you both in that area? Or you were always Salt Lake.
No, I lived up Emigration Canyon.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
a minute of a drive. So Amy was a good friend to come get me up there.
No, like really good. That's great. Yeah, that's a stretch when you're 16.
Pick her up
Yeah.
in my Volvo sedan.
That's so good.
Where like the windows they're not just not tinted. They're like so like you can see through the whole thing, right? Yeah. Can't hide anything.
Unsuspecting.
Yeah.
See, we're getting
Totally
really good visuals here.
unsuspecting. And if you're in an accident, it was built like a tank.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Here's a nice little transition. It brings us a little bit modern here. But so the other night, so with the I work for the Salt Lake City Arts Council, right? And we're doing this Wake the Great Salt Lake project. And so anyway, we have a big signature artist that's coming in for the spring. And so one of his artists was in town last week. And so we're showing him around and doing all the things, and he's doing some research for the piece, which is fantastic too. Anyway, long story short, we went on a boat ride, an evening sunset boat ride of the Salt Lake
Nice.
with a group of about 12 of us, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a little stinky around the edge. When I say little, it was gut-wrenchingly smelly. Like it was super smelly, yeah. But I can
Once
handle
you
it.
get out, it's
Yeah.
That's all it
lovely.
takes. That's all it
Yep.
takes. And so it was just
Offshore.
it was that initial bit.
Yep.
Really beautiful boat, and so we get a little further out, and we had an incredible time. But before we drove in, we all carpooled separately into one, so we could just pay less going into the right. But anyway, parked at Saltaire, and so that just was a flood of memories.
All the shows,
the number of concerts, and so we got to at least name a show. Like looking back collectively, did you went to Saltaire?
Not once.
Oh, it hurts.
Not once.
Not once.
I have.
The Mary Chain.
Yeah, I've seen two there a couple times.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's good.
Babes in
Oingo Boingo is out
Toyland.
there. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, the last show I saw at Saltaire wasn't too long ago, and it was the Pixies.
Oh yeah.
See? Look
Cool.
at that. So there's still some cool venues.
Yeah.
Now there's
Palace of the Brine.
Right.
Oh,
oh, it's such a beautiful place. Like it is such a beautiful place. It still is. Like it still is. There's something really magical.
I had to have
about
gone
Saltaire.
and seen a show there.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember
often
going.
more than not, a little bit of a harder show, but it didn't have to be. It doesn't
Yeah.
I've seen some quieter shows there. I think I saw Oingo Boingo there. And at the time, maybe they were. Looking back now, it's just like, oh, a nice mellow band, right? But anyway, I have great memories of Saltaire. So we've made it now to 2025, which I'm trying to get some sort of transition to the winter market, basically, is what I'm getting at here. And so you are here to talk about your upcoming event.
Yes.
And so let's start talking about it, like 40 minutes into the show. So this
Let's
is
do
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Craft Lake City, a bunch of Salt Lakers. We love the Ogden community, and we actually do a lot of programming with Northern Utah artisans that come down to Salt Lake for a big event that we do, the DIY Festival. And 7 years ago, we actually launched the holiday market here at the Monarch, which was really fun, with the, kind of in conjunction with the opening of the Monarch, and really to bring awareness to this space, but also to all the creators and makers up here in the Ogden community, and just provide kind of some support in that way. And it's been so fun that we expanded to the Union Station right after COVID, and we're doing another one the first weekend of December at the Union Station.
Okay, so if you were to describe the vibe for Craft Lake City, how would you describe it? Like, what's the kind of the overall vibe? Obviously, you appeal to everyone. It's open to everyone. But if you're thinking about your team that puts it together, like, what's the vibe?
Hyper local. I mean, to the point of like the booze that you're gonna get. If you are over 21 and want to drink, it's Ogden-based booze, So we're working with the local spirits up here and the local breweries up here to serve the beer from Ogden. So we're really thoughtful about everything that we do and how we can involve it to a hyper-local spot. Because our team really believes in community and supporting entrepreneurs, supporting creatives and artisans, and then also bringing kind of smaller, underrepresented, really micro businesses to the forefront. And so that other locals can be like, wow, and feel empowered by like, oh, this person's in my backyard. This is a fellow Utahn. So we love that. We get really excited about that.
So after 7 years?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, this will be number 7.
Okay.
that went by really fast.
I know, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, she said 7, I believe her, but that does not seem right.
Because I think y'all had me on for the first or second.
Yeah.
Gosh, time has just flashed by.
And Amy was on too.
Second, yeah, maybe.
And I
want to say it was
pre-COVID.
2019.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
It was pre-COVID.
Well,
But with 6 years, you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
You've learned from mistakes. You've recalibrated. This has nothing to do with nothing. There's no mistake with you, Amy. That wasn't part of any of this. But as far as the planning of the show, and so
team.
We've got a really great team. We've got our artisan and programs manager, Tiana Young. We've got our programs administrator, Jeremy Johnson. We've got our operations coordinator, Ashley Osborne. We've got Surrette, which, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting Surrette's last name. Surrette, who's my executive assistant, who's amazing.
Cool first name.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a French name. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love
okay.
it.
Yeah.
You don't need a last name if you have a cool name like that.
I know, right?
I would just go by Surrette.
I would too.
So we've got just kind of like a small team that is just really passionate that, works a lot of long hours to produce the programming. People don't realize that we are such a small team or how much love goes into this type of work. And our team they love what they do. They're very, very passionate. And so they're so fun to work with. Our production manager, John Ford, and who really helped launch the market, back 7 years ago, and who does all the layout and kind of plans where everything goes and helps with coordinating setup and tear down. It is a big thing, yeah. So it's been so fun, and we really love it up here. It's such a fun city, so close by too.
And how many participants are we thinking here, both on the vendor side and the...
So it's a 2-day. So it's a Friday night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then a Saturday from 10 until 4 p.m. And it's around 100 exhibitors, which is pretty good for Union Station. We pack it pretty tight. But this year it's pretty cool. We always trying to do something new every year. This year we're bringing up the indie video gamers, which we've done again, which there's a combination between some, from all over the state, some up here and some from Salt Lake. And these are people who make video games by hand. So they're going to be in the back room of Union Station on Friday night. And then on Saturday, this is brand new, we're bringing up the kids to expand Kid Row. So Kid Row is our pop-up market that we do at the DIY Festival. That's where we have the youth entrepreneurs come in and sell for 4 hours. So they're going to be selling on Saturday.
Brilliant.
And we just launched actually a program, and Amy helped us recruit some kids for this. We got funding to expand that into Ogden this year. So we did a fall cohort up here, a 5-week program up at the Ogden City Library just around the block, where kids could come in for free and learn about entrepreneurship skills. So how to write a business statement, how to do a pitch, how to talk about their product, and then we got funding to give them each $250 worth of supplies to make their booth set up and make their inventory and their product. And so they're going to be there too.
Super cool. Who do they pitch to?
They just pitched to each other, which was really fun. Yeah. So, and it's so cute just seeing these,
like prizes or something, or just people.
Well, it's kind of part of their graduation. So it's part of, they got like a little, like a prize bag and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, they just pitched for one another, and it was really fun to see, some of these super shy, 10-year-olds get up there and then just like come to life talking about their product, and then the encouragement from the other kids. And so you can come see some of them. And then this is also a program that we want to keep going here in Ogden. And if you have someone that might be interested, if you know a young person under 18, this is specifically for high school age kids. But we can take younger as well. I mentioned there's a 10-year-old. But, something that we've learned when we've gotten into kids programming is that high schoolers are kind of like a forgotten gap for programming. There's so much programming for elementary kids and junior high, but not necessarily high schoolers, because we kind of as adults just expect high schoolers to have jobs. And I did. And Amy and I were out running around in high school, definitely not going to youth entrepreneur programs, but
yeah.
But if there was
I would
one,
have been so interested in something like that, because I had one foot out the door. I was, after my junior year, I think I had like a credit left or something, which a lot of kids are like that. And then like my own daughter she's in that position where that would be interesting. In fact,
she should sign up next year.
So I was gonna mention they did something at her junior high. So to the, they do the things like at the junior high, and she came up with her idea, which she said, she's like, the judges did not like my idea at all. They didn't like it, but she thought it was brilliant. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of brilliant. I love it. And it's a thing that you put on your spoon so that your spoon never falls in your soup.
Cool.
like it was, and they apparently, like, I had to
Did she have a little prototype?
Yeah, we had to prototype it out of clay, and it was like this thing so that, like, when you lean it against your ball, it never slips in and gets, and we were like, oh, this is brilliant. And then she got like 0 stars. Like nobody liked it.
Listen, it could be just that one year.
Yeah. But it was funny because she came up to me the other day and was like, hey, I have this idea, Dad, blah, blah, blah. And then she brought it up. Do you remember when I thought of the spoon and nobody liked it? I was like, yeah, I remember that. But that's her mindset. And she is now in high school. And so it's like, where do those people go? They can go to Craft Lake City and do some stuff like this. So where do they sign up for?
Yeah. So we actually just put a link on the website that's collecting people's information for when we get the next one open. So we're waiting on some funding to for sure bring it back to Ogden. We anticipate it will happen next fall for Ogden, but we have a spring and a summer in Salt Lake, and you can attend remotely. So for some reason she wants to do those, she can sign up now on the website, and then as soon as the enrollment is ready, you'll get an email and contact information. about it.
So fun.
But we love doing it in person though. I mean, of course, remotes, it's good to have that flexibility and inclusion that way, but there's nothing like being in the same room with those kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was my next question? It had to do with, you always have the most amazing vendors there. You're always going to see something new, but how were your artisans chosen?
Thank you. We actually have a jury that chooses them, and we tell the jury to prioritize based on Northern Utah. So essentially, and first it's based on work, but we have twice as many people apply every single year for the capacity. And so everyone that gets judged in by the jurors just can't automatically get in. There has to be another filtering process. So then we have them filter it by geography. And then they kind of subsequently pare them down that way. That way we can give priority to Northern Utah artisans.
Yeah.
I think that I was on that selection.
You were? Were you on this year?
This year.
Oh, wait.
This year.
Are you
I'm
serious?
on a lot of selection committees. That's like one of my favorite
You
things.
can't even remember.
I should know this too.
No, but listen,
Tiana does that.
Like my position with the Arts Council puts me in a place where I'm on a direct route from everyone's email to, would you like to judge this or be on a jury for this? And like, I love to be involved as much as I can, right? Time permitting, but I'm very good. I'm very fair. I'm quick. Like I can really attack a lot. And there were a lot. But
so if people don't get in, then they can just contact
this guy right here.
Yep, Todd.
Yeah, but if you do it,
Todd.
if you do all the like Ogden City Arts and picking like
I'm a good person to reach out to.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that somebody had my email. So
and the more you see the more you see that stuff, the better you are at selecting, which is
and it also for me, because I do like an open call for the Finch Lane Gallery once a year in the spring, and we get record numbers, like since I started there 3 years ago, but record numbers of applications and proposals. And it's getting more competitive is how I would say it, but that's nothing but good. But that being said, I need that every year in the same sense that I need to see what like local craftsmen and artisans are doing each year just to like recharge my own batteries and to get inspired by what's happening out there and to see what people are passionate about and see what the community is really interested in. And you start to see some trends, and then you start to see what really stands out amongst the trends. And yeah, I love it. I mean, I love it. I think we could probably all go back to some point where we joined our first steering committee or, some meetings so that I could be in the middle of not just the decision making, but just to know what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And so I try to do that with the arts community everywhere from, from Logan to Provo almost, but particularly Ogden and Salt Lake City. And so that was a thrill, and so I cannot wait to see what the final choices were. But I do know that having that experience, just an amazing group of people applying for your show. So that shows a lot, that you put on a good event.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah,
well, and
like
thank
it
you
is
too,
high
because
quality.
it takes a long time too. Like how many hours?
Like it was so many.
Like another what? Another one?
Yeah.
How many pages?
It was a lot. But you just set aside the time and you find the right, opportunity to do it. And so that's usually not too much of an issue. I think that a lot of it is just the gut, right? Your gut kind of tells you amazing imagery. So if anybody is listening, this is like my apparently new side gig is just to prepare people how to apply for things, right?
Consulting.
Also an art.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's my future consulting business. But great imagery. And so the ones that spend just a little bit extra time, sort of photo documenting their merchandise, it really does stand out. Like it makes a big difference. But
it does.
Anyway, I can't wait to see who made the cut because I never know.
It does. Well, in fact, actually speaking of that photo documentation, that's why we offer application assistance days. Perfect. Where people can bring their product to us and we'll photograph it for free.
Oh, wow.
Because we know how much that does impact whether or not they get in with the juring process. And not everybody has access to that, even though now most of us have really great phones that have the cameras, but not all of us do, and so that's why we have that service too, which is pretty cool. And we do that with the Ogden Library.
I love it. We do the same thing with the gallery down there. There's opportunities out there, people. Anyway, I can't wait. So exciting. Okay, so in addition to all of these incredible opportunities. There'll be music, food, drink.
Yeah, all of that. In fact, another big thing this year is we have like this mini food truck festival happening out front, and this is another thing that's great.
Yes,
the market does cost a nominal fee. It costs $7 in advance or $10 at the door to attend because it is expensive for us to produce this. But there's some things that you don't have to pay for, like outside the food truck area. We're gonna have I think 7 or 8 different food trucks out there. So that's a good time for the public to come down without having to pay anything and enjoy that. In fact, but for any of your listeners and supporters that want to come, hit us up on social media and say that you've listened, and we'll give you half off.
Hey, half off a ticket. That. Yeah, that's great. Now you got to pay for the food at the food truck. You just have to pay to go.
To access it. Like if you go to some festivals, even if you want to go in and eat, you got to pay to
but they're set up for free outside.
For free outside.
Get free food. Or not free food. You got to pay for the food.
Got to pay for it. But you can hang out in the festival feel.
Vibe. Mm-hmm. Which, let's be honest, is kind of fun anyway.
And then I have to ask about the music as well.
Yes, we're bringing back music. We're bringing back music. So the Snarlin' Yarns are playing, who were supposed to be with us tonight, but they're really busy right now.
They played at Red Butte night after
Amy's
night
after
night.
Person.
Well, I'm friends with Tommy, and I'm friends with Merritt. I'm friends with Bill. I'm friends with all of them, and I know that they were doing the Red Butte Halloween thing, and I know that it was like night after night after night after night.
We love them.
They're like, we need a night off.
There's probably no snarling in those yarns right now.
Or it's just there's too much snarl.
Too much.
We want to keep them off the microphone. Yeah.
We also have an Ogden quartet. I forget what they're called. They're playing. We have a children's choir from Ogden that's singing, which is kind of cool. We're like, let's just do something a little different.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's kind of neat. But yeah, so there'll be some other fun surprises. But we tried to go with as many Ogden performers as we could too.
Yep, like that. And then do you have help with sponsors? Like
We're always looking for sponsors. Yeah. Email info@craftlakeCity.com if you want to sponsor. Always looking for grantors and sponsors. Still working on that a little bit. Oh, we have some incredible media sponsors. The Ogdenite is sponsoring, which is so wonderful. It's their first year being a media sponsor. We've got KUER as a media sponsor this year. KRCL is a media sponsor. So getting the word out through some of those partners.
Yep, love that. Well, that's a big project. Is this like year-round for you? What else are you working on?
Oh yeah, we're always working on stuff.
I know. I know. How do you split your time?
Just kind of. I like to say that the field I'm in is like a lifestyle field. In fact, I've been posting a little bit about this on my personal social media, but chasing work-life balance just doesn't work for me. So I like to think about it as work-life integration. So just integrating things that I love into work and into lifestyle and just not really kind of searching for that separation and just embracing it all.
I've done that for some time actually, and it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, right?
It is not work a 9 to 5 at a job that you maybe don't like, or maybe you like it, but then when you get off, it's a different life.
Yeah.
That is not my life. It is the same. It is 24/7. It's the same thing.
All the time. You never really just clock out.
You don't clock. No, ever clock out. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's, yeah.
Well, and especially with your work where it's so personality based, you're at the grocery store talking about work, with
everyone in line. They all know.
They all know. Or they're hitting you up. Hey, when can I be in the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, and now that you're producing other people, which that's been over a year now, right?
Multiple years, actually. We've done it for years. It's just we recently went like, well, I thought if anyone else needs our services, now I have room for maybe one. We don't have a team, and so I do most of the work. We have help with videography and photography a little bit, but if we as far as the audio editing goes, I just do it all. Now there's that breaking point, right, where it's like, okay, if you have too many clients, then it's like, all right, now we got to bump up to like team style, and so that probably be the next step. So people out there who are thinking about and it's pretty much all video podcast these days.
Yeah.
It's an audio good luck, dude. But I mean, you can go for it, and I'll help you do that too. But pretty much bring the cameras and get going, and we can help you do that. So,
cool.
Reach out. But
look at that natural. It felt so natural. That wasn't even like a plug. That was just natural.
That's what we do. Yeah.
So how many years have you been doing this, Brandon?
Well, we have been podcasting for 15 years. Yeah. So, and producing.
That's amazing.
I have found myself mentioning that repeatedly to people because I'll be honest, like it is kind of unheard of, like 15 years of podcasting.
I'm just now seeing more people brag about how long they've been podcasting because we're coming up on about the 10-year mark for a lot of people who have actually been doing it for a while, and they're like, and they sell themselves as
very few of 10 years.
I'm the only one. Like we've been doing this for 10 years. I'm the most experienced and out there, and it's like, I'm over here like 2015.
You could consult.
Or 2010, so 15 years.
Consult with
So, I'm happy to consult. The only, we made a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. And with the video, with van sessions, I still mess up sometimes because, as Scott Rogers says, like, dude, you're doing like, you're doing like three or four jobs, right? And I'm like, well, I didn't know. Like, you just start with one and you just add something here. And then later you add something. Next thing you know, you're doing all this work. And it seems like you're supposed to be doing all that. But then you have a professional come along and like, literally there are people that just do this and just do this and just do this. Like, oh, okay. Well, that's helpful. Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you think of AI?
I think it's great.
People are using that quite a bit for editing.
Sure.
Right?
I just saw a post today that was pretty good. It said, well, it made me think. I like posts that make me think. And it said, content creation is dead. They have to get your attention, right? Because you can just go to AI and say, punch it in, like, tell me what to make. And so the new thing is you have to be creative. It's got to be interesting. You have to have a point of, you have to come across some way that the AI is not going to just do it for you, So how do you do that? How are you different? How do you set yourself apart? We're all natural here, so I don't know. Yeah, we don't really.
That's us people.
Yeah, that's all. We're real.
Very authentic.
There's humanness to these humans.
Yeah, definitely human. Yeah, we're all. Yeah, I don't know how to. Anyway, that's. But I do feel like, so with my Ascent Life podcast, which I have the hat on, and that is a podcast where I ask deep questions about people. I want them to think about purpose and why we're here. Mm-hmm. And then I put those reels and shorts in black and white because I don't want it to be flashy. It's supposed to be the substance. It's supposed to be the words that are coming out of the person's mouth and not like the flashiness. And I think we're going to head back more towards that, where you'll see, at least in my timeline, I see all these like fancy, overproduced, flashy stuff that gets your attention that we've been used to over the last 5-7 years, but really 3 or 4. And then I think every once in a while someone's like, F it. We're going black and white, simple. And that's what I'm going that way. And it's standing out, and they're getting good traction because they're simple and people just want to listen to what you have to say instead of being like shoved in your face with all the fancy stuff. If that makes sense.
Well, before we say our goodbyes, I respect your time.
Keeping us on track, Todd.
I do my best to try to, because I appreciate y'all taking time.
He's the pro.
I mean, I keep this going for another half hour if I could. But we have to talk a little bit about Hondo, but it's not just Hondo, it's Handsome Hondo.
Handsome Hondo, my dog.
Yeah, so let's talk about Handsome Hondo. I don't believe last time you were on, I meant to talk about him. But where the handsome part come from? Was that always the full name? And what should we know? Because you produce a good Instagram feed.
Thank you.
I fully enjoy yours every day.
You do?
Like
Thank
every
you so much.
Single day. Really good advice. It is, it's just produced well. It's thoughtful. You're well spoken, but it's a little nugget Todd. Every day. I get to see. I saw you work your way up to 100+ push-ups. But the fact that you set up a camera every day for 100+ days, and I pretty much tracked to 100. I don't know if you're still doing it. Are you still doing it?
No, I went to 101. And
okay, 101. But like, I'm like, well,
I thought about going backwards, going back down, and then I was like, no.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. But I also, I know how early you got up for your classes and things like this, because that's kind of when my day starts too. And I just appreciate those kind of feeds.
Thank
where
you.
It felt very genuine. It feels very genuine. Overproduced anything is like bleh. And you're going to get a unfollow right away because I just can't do that. And there's just so much of that. But it's just honest messages. And I just love that so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I just know you in person too. And so just, that kind of adds to the whole picture. But that being said, Hondo plays a big part of that.
He does. He's the best.
And your whole team.
Yeah.
I see him at board meetings and like staff meetings. And
You're going to see yourself in my feed tonight.
Uh-oh.
That's how that works.
Todd's like the sweetest stalker.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of thing that I need. But how old's Hondo now? And how did he become such an integral part of your life and your team?
So Hondo is 10, and he got the name Handsome Hondo just because he is so handsome.
What are we talking about?
People stop me on the so he's part Staffordshire Terrier and part Red Heeler or Australian Cattle Dog.
Okay.
And he's a mutt. But he's also a rescue, and he has these most emotive eyes. Like you can see, he's got these white. What's the white part of your eye called? I don't know.
The white part?
But it's not all dogs can use. Oh, sorry? Sclera. Not, you can't see the sclera in every dog's eyes. But the dogs where you can see the sclera, it kind of brings like a different emotive quality. And so people are just captured by his eyes. But he's brindle, and he's got this red fur. And people stop me and are like, your dog is so handsome. I mean, it could be, a member of the street population that we shared the streets with in front of my office to like, someone just going out for coffee. Or people stop me all the time and they're like, what a handsome dog. And so that he kind of just got nicknamed when we started. My partner started an Instagram for him. So you can follow his adventures, Handsome Hondo. My partner does all of it. And so that's just how his nickname came about. But yeah, he was a rescue. So he was a feral dog the first year of his life. So he was so serious.
Oh, wow.
He wouldn't play for 2 years. Oh. And in fact, he wouldn't do his business anywhere but our house. And so I would take him to the office and he'd be there for like 9 hours and not go potty.
Oh.
And so,
yeah.
So we just worked with them. And I think the fact that he comes to the office with me every day, he loves to work. He's a working dog. That really kind of
he's on the marketing team, obviously.
He is on the website under for both organizations, Slug and Craft Lake, and his title is Internal Auditor for Happiness.
Yes. 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 And if I had a puppy, I would do the same thing here because they're fun and they're
so fun.
Yeah, that's good.
And it kind of, there's a couple of people that weren't dog people, but I think they are now.
Yeah.
Well, I love seeing Hondo at events and just, I've seen it just around your office and your workplace, just the doggy outside when I drive by. So it is always a nice thing to see. So.
Thank you. He'll be at the holiday market. He's not supposed to go, but he'll be there.
He's an employee.
I like that you warned him.
Give permission.
He's an employee.
He is.
Yeah.
So leave us with all the information where we can, find the times and the prices because people
buy the tickets.
Yeah, buy the tickets.
Yeah, or hit me up. Say that you listen to the podcast and we'll give you a buy one free ticket code.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, go to craftlakecity.com or follow us at Craft Lake City on any of the socials. You can find us there.
See, it's
Friday and
play
Saturday.
on that Salt Lakes. If you didn't catch that,
Craft Lake City.
Craft Salt Lake. We did the tie. Like
you did the tie.
Couldn't figure that out.
There's the tie.
Oh,
Brandon brought that up because he just caught that. He
was
just caught that.
But then
like
also,
Todd, do you know that these
so similar?
Know?
Did you?
It's so similar. Do you think she knows?
Do you think they figured this out yet?
Well, and Wake the Great Salt Lake too.
Another beautiful project.
Yeah.
That
we'll
is a beautiful project.
It's been very successful, and it's been such an honor to be part of that. And it's not over yet. We have an amazing artist that will be coming out in sort of our signature commission piece in the spring, and so I'll talk about that more as we get a little bit closer. But
it's going to be huge.
It's for all of us. Everything we're doing is for all of us. It's all just to raise awareness for this lake that is so important to all of us. And artists do it different. I'd like to say it, sometimes they do it better, but they just
is that a bumper sticker?
People.
I think it is. I want a shirt that says that.
Way.
Yeah, let's do it different.
And so if they can reach in a way that is unexpected, or you catch them unaware if they're walking across the sidewalk and they see something that they wouldn't have seen before, or dance presentations or plays or musicals, it has just been an honor being part of that. And the Salt Lake City Arts Council, just like all of our organizations, lean, mean, well-run programming. We have oh my gosh, it's just an incredible team. But the fact that in addition to our own programs that we run, we all just sort of picked up little bits of making this work.
You do great stuff.
Thanks. And I'll tell you what, a big part of it is we did just like anything, and Craft Lake City does it, and Slug does it, and your group does it, is the fact that so much is genuine, honest to goodness, like community engagement. Like that shit means a lot to me. Like it's like literally everything. Like I would get choked up if I think about it too much. Like it is a huge part of every decision that we make with the Arts Council. If you dig just under the surface of most decisions that are being made with just Salt Lake City right now, like we are like collectively really trying to, I mean, we show up to your house sometimes just to ask, how do you feel on this?
It's a little creepy,
right?
But yeah.
We'll set up events. Like we want that feedback like constantly. That's why even with the application process, it's just like, what is important to you? Because that's important to me. And artists can think of these things just differently than the rest of us. And more times than not, that's why I was asking about you, because you represent a lot of people, right? The fact that we have this microphone in front of us, like we represent a ton of people with a kind of a similar kind of mindset, you know? And so I love what I do. And thanks for saying that about this project, because it has just been fantastic. And I think that collectively, if any of our listeners are not familiar with this Wake the Great Salt Lake, you will. There's going to be a little bit more of like a sort of a national presence because of what's coming up, as far as a little bit extra exposure. But hopefully we haven't been hiding any of this. We've been really trying to get it out there as much as possible. I do love the nature of temporary art projects. They mean a lot to me. And so the fact that you do have to be present for a lot of these things really kind of pushes you out of that comfort just a little bit. But it is just like everything that we do, so much of it is open to the public. Like pretty much all of it is in some capacity or another. And so that's that.
Well, thank you for your work. That we can all
Thank you so
benefit
much.
Thank you,
from.
both of you.
That
And I
makes me
can't
so
believe you've been building community through your podcast for 15 years.
15.
That's amazing.
Facts.
And van sessions for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be 10 officially in February of 2026. So we'll kick it off in January. Todd and I have been delaying on getting together to come up with a plan, but the plan is to keep going. That's our plan.
That's a good plan. How can we help? How can us as listeners and fans help?
Just, if you're not subscribed to Van Sessions on YouTube, subscribe to Van Sessions on YouTube, download a video, come to the live shows. The live recordings are every first Friday at the Monarch. Come be an audience member. If you yell loud enough, we'll capture your voice.
How many followers are you on YouTube, or subscribers, pardon me?
Subscribers on YouTube, 1,600 something.
But that's something that came a little bit later into the game.
But it's been 3 years now since I started the YouTube, because it was during COVID where we thought the podcasting turned into video casting, right? And so then the video casting was like, oh, maybe we should put it like so where people could see it on YouTube, because people have been using YouTube for 10 years already.
And that's why
we're so slow with this.
And I are so good together, because I'm still an audio podcast person, right? And I sort of live or die by it. I listen to it in the car on the way into work, and I listen to it in my headphones when I can. And so, but don't listen to just me, right? And so I probably drag my feet longer than I should have. Brandon, thank God, is more dialed in to where people are listening. And so I'm a
sports guy, and I watched some of my favorite sports guys would do sports podcasts, and I would have the podcast on while I'm working, and then I could look over and watch them laugh, or I could see what somebody, like what a guest looked like or something. And I was like, I really like that. And the way it's started, it's not like this anymore. Now, video podcasting, it's people they're the show, right? But it used to be like you were just voyeur. Like they just had cameras in the corners watching them do a radio show, and it was cool because they wasn't necessarily zoomed in on the host or whatever. It was like you were watching these guys put together this program behind the scenes or something, and it was kind of fun.
Which is kind of the idea in here with all these cameras.
Yeah, we like to do that. Yeah,
I'm very much ready for it. Okay, so a little transition into one other personal story that I was going to mention at the beginning and I forgot, and that is I went, and I don't know the last time you went, I went and spent the entire day with April at Lagoon yesterday. and I haven't been out in years, and it fucking wrecked me. And I mean that because like I'm sore today.
Oh, yeah.
Like
as you should be.
That caused damage.
My brain is a little bit like scrambled.
Your voice
from
is a
these
little
rides.
rough. Yeah.
I screamed a lot, so I've got that good radio voice, and so I really should record more stuff today. But it's so funny that most of those rides, like they did wreck me. Like I'm just like, I don't think I'm getting older. I think I get younger each year, but sometimes I'm like, I know I could have handled these.
Yeah, but
better.
you went for a reason. You had to take one last ride on the worst ride
on the Jetstar. Did you do the Jetstar?
Of course I did. Yeah.
Are they taking it down?
They are the whiplash machine.
And I'll tell you what,
more.
Good memories on that ride, and so I was so happy to kind of get that wrapped. And but loads of new rides that I had no idea, rides that I didn't know what was happening until I'm on it, and then it just wrecks you. Like I'm scrambled. Like I really felt beat this morning. I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
What's your favorite ride yesterday?
I'm still a fan of like the mouse and the spider. I like that one. I really liked what was the name of the one that closed?
Jetstar
The
too.
Jetstar, that was fun. I don't mind some of those. I've found that I don't love the ones that
The puke and spins.
I don't love the spinny spins, but
No,
to some degree they all do a similar thing, which is just shake your brain. right?
Yeah.
And so there was one ride, and I don't remember the name of it, where my legs hurt afterwards. Like, why? Like, I think I just tensed up in such a way.
You were like doing squats or something
Yeah.
and didn't know it. Yeah.
Oh, a hardcore exercise routine.
God, that's great.
And like a 2-minute ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the lines were short. The weather was beautiful. It was still the last of these frightmares, which was
Oh, the
so
weather
much
was
fun.
stunning yesterday.
Yeah, I had an amazing
For that.
time. It was
Cannonball's
so
my
much
favorite. I really like Cannonball.
What's it called?
Is it not Cannonball? What,
Cannonball?
No, Cannibal.
Yeah, April was calling it Cannonball the whole
Cannonball,
night.
yeah.
You were her sister or brother for
Yep,
sure.
yep.
Cannibal.
Cannibal.
Is that the one that it takes you up a chute?
Off a cliff.
Yeah, didn't know that happened. And so we load onto this ride. I think we did that when it was dark too. And so it takes you into this chute, and then you're just, and then you get elevated up like an elevator.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? Because you're in a roller coaster car.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the top, and then you get turned straight down 90 degrees, and then that's how it starts. And I'm just like, what the? Yeah, didn't see any of that coming. I had no
Yeah.
idea that was a fun one too. And that really rocks you as well.
Some of the new coasters are really smooth. I mean, unlike the Jetstar, but yeah.
That thing knocked the air
I
out
like
of
the
my
mouse.
friend,
I've
and he
always liked the
couldn't
mouse.
get off. And they're like,
really?
"Excuse me, sir, the ride's over." And he's like, "Can't breathe."
Yeah, like for real. Yeah, for real. It's very safe there. But that being said, their goal is to just beat the shit out of you for like 8 hours, and you pay a lot for it.
And you scream like Ned Flanders and wreck your voice for the next day.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently so. Anyway, had to mention that. So, well done, Lagoon. You still got it. I'll tell you what, they're still doing it, and they're introducing new rides every single year, and it's just feels like more of an experience too, which I enjoyed. But then I still like to go to the old little Wild West old houses and things like that. Like if they've got the things that you used to love and the new stuff that you've never heard
Do they
of.
have the terror ride?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. So they
That's
still
my
have a
favorite,
Dracula
terror
Castle ride,
Yeah.
which I'm like, that's a commitment to leave that shitty old ride, which is it's so much fun though. That's like old school Disney, where it just like takes you through like a storybook, and I love those. Yeah. I had such a good time. This is my big Lagoon plug.
They
I
took
had a
out
good
the
time
log
there.
flume.
Oh, they did?
But they have
Yeah, the
two,
original
right?
log flume, but they replaced it with a modern.
There's some modern thing.
And you get absolutely drenched. Like the water they take a bucket and dump it on you. Like,
Rattlesnake Rapids. Yeah.
It's great when it's July and 100 degrees outside because you're just soaked all the way through. It's fantastic.
Anyway, that's all I can say about that. But I felt like a real amateur. But at the same time, I'm like, so many of the rides, I'm like, that's it, April, why are we doing this? And then she's just like, it just means you have to go more often than like every 10 years. Like it's been way too long since
Sure,
I've
you
been
do
there.
you get used to them when you go a couple times a year. But
And then before you ask, Fidgeland Gallery is between shows right now.
you
And
kicked
so
Cam out.
I have 2 weeks. Yes, Cameron McLeod was showing this last 6 weeks. Very successful show. He and Stacey Phillips was in the other gallery, and she was brilliant as well. But they took all their work, so you got to now sort of wait 2 weeks for our next show. We have a group show. Holly Rios and Carlissa Wells is curating a printmaker show with 9. It's either 9 or 10 female artists, which is awesome. So it would be a badass show. And then in the West Gallery is Dan Evans, who teaches graphic design at the University of Utah. And it is a collage design based. This work is incredible. And it'll be one where you're like, how did he do this? Like, is this graphic design? Is this done by paint?
Is this magic?
It's very beautiful work. And so, but that's still like a couple weeks out.
Do you get to curate the gallery, or do you work with like
so ultimately, yes.
a board to curate it?
Yep, I have a selection committee each year. I'm surprised I haven't asked you. I'll have to do one in these years. And so every spring we have an open call that happens, and then I book out for the following year. So I'm right now booked out through 2026, and then next spring will be for 2027. So yeah, it's awesome. But I do have final say. But that being said, the board that I select is incredible, and it's 6 points of view, and so that's why I also say for anybody that's applying for something and get rejected, getting rejected is the best thing that can happen to you as an artist. Like, just get used to that for a little bit, and get thicker skin, and just keep the smile. Send a thank you note saying thanks for the consideration. I'm going to apply next year. That's like the best thing you can do. And then if you want to follow up, send me an email or pop by the gallery and just say, hey, what's up? What can I do for next year? I'm super passionate about it. Like, I love the whole process. And I think I worked with undergrad art students for so long at Weber State, before I started with the Arts Council. And so that is like the best thing that you can do as an artist, is just learn to pivot.
Todd curates van sessions.
Yes, I do curate van sessions as well. Yes, it is a thing that I do now.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it very much.
Put that on the resume, the LinkedIn.
Done.
Yeah.
Well, can't wait for you to curate the celebration party next February.
Gosh, what are you?
I will bake you a tan van cake if you do a party. I have a thought in my head
February
of how to make a tan van cake. So
that's love right there.
Oh, I'm bringing everybody in. I'm bringing both of y'all in. You're going to be invited. There's going to be a thing. Like, we're going to do a thing. Is February the 10 year?
February's 10.
Okay.
If you want to do a show, like, depends on if you want to wait for better weather or not. It's up to you. So
it could be just a whole year of awesomeness.
It should be a whole year, but whole year.
But we do have to celebrate like a 10-year mark. There's no question about it.
I'll bake you.
Oh, I'm not going to be quiet about this. This is a lot of work.
And
talk about community. Holy shit, that's a lot of people listening to our show for a long time.
And all the artists that have come through the doors.
Oh my God, I have a spreadsheet, and it is. It is ginormous. Of course you do.
So cool. Talk about history.
It's ginormous, and we really do our best to, whenever possible, because we only do about 36 a year. So every month we have 3, and so that means that we try not to repeat too often. We do have quote unquote family, where it's just like our favorites that are just like, oh, I want you back all the time. But it's a lot of different bands, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Our first 10 years ago, in February 2026 will be 10 years, but 10 years ago was our lineup included Scott Rogers of The Proper Way, who he did a solo show, but he also mixes all of our audio for.
When did they get together? Was it pre or was it after?
They may have. I think it was after that, because he. Good question.
It might have been with just
Carrie
Shane.
Was solo.
Before,
he and
before
Shane.
Carrie.
Yep, and then Carrie was.
And then Carrie came along after. I think.
And then also included on that same night was KJ Ward, who just announced today is playing a show with the Last Wild Buffalo down at Kilby coming up, and you may have heard of the Backseat Lovers, and that's his band now. Cool. But he was it was him and a girl, and they were the Wednesday People.
Cute.
And it was 10 years ago. Yeah.
Aww.
Pretty cool.
Good stories.
That's a good name, Wednesday People.
I really like them as a band, but the bands come and go faster.
And seeing evolution of bands and band names are good too. Yeah. Yeah, one night only.
One night only.
We had that one right there.
that
I would
so
like
funny.
to see reunite. That was one of my.
Oh, get a bunch of bands.
What did they call? Those three are they're 3 phenomenal individual artists who came together one summer
power group
to do a power group, and they just couldn't stay. They all have lived different lives, and they didn't. I don't remember what they called themselves.
But for one night.
But, yeah.
Yep.
You never know.
Celebrating 10 years.
Angela, Amy, thanks so much for hanging out.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you to Banyan One. That is this trailer here for powering today's episode of the Ogden Arts and Adventure Show. You can listen and subscribe to the Ogden Arts Adventure Show on the YouTube and see all of our wonderful, beautiful faces. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Also, we have a website in case you want to go to one of those. It's thebanyancollective.com. DM us if you want to be on the program. Slip into my DMs at Ogden Adventure. And if you just found all the value in the world, you can give us your life savings at buymeacoffee.com/Banyan Media. While Todd pulls up his sexy flower socks over there. I don't know what those are. Awesome. We'll leave you with Still a Boy. This is from Van Sessions, The Boy in Blue. We'll see you on the next Ogden Arts and Adventure Show.
Cheers.
Sit down and stare at the clouds. Can't help but think out loud that I'm still a boy, ain't figured it out. Still the boy who's finding out. All these clouds have funny shapes. They remind me of bitter days. Confused and out of place. Heads running out of space. I need a better place to hide. Maybe under those stage lights. This long blonde hair ain't long enough. Cover these tired eyes. Take a hold of these scattered dreams and pick them up by remembering the good old days when I used to sing about love. About here I am still rolling around, lost dreams and troubled downs. Keep me here and keep me down. Just a boy still learning how to paint the world blue if I could. Starting with my dirty blood in my veins, misunderstood. Break the windows just to prove I would. I need a better place to hide. Maybe under those stage lights. This long blonde hair ain't long enough to cover these tired eyes. Take a hold of these scattered dreams. Pick them up by remembering good old days when I used to sing about love. About love. About love.
Boy in Blue on Van Sessions.